everybody, it's Old School Nerd. I'm doing this intro like it's my channel, but it's not my channel. This is Why Am I Reacting with the amazing Maria. This is video number 4.
Yeah, video number 4.
The final video of the intro to Babymetal for Maria. This one we're going to do, we talked about it last week. We checked out Gimme Chocolate on Stephen Colbert, the first one. Mm-hmm. Then you checked out the immensity of the popularity of Live in Japan with Road of Resistance. Then we checked out probably the biggest video they did up to the point of their height of their popularity when they started, Karate. And you saw how the story was beginning to change from them being little girls to straight up superhero, badass young ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 is a video. It's going to be them. They went to Sonosphere in 2014 and nobody knew who they were. I mean, they did have some fans, but everyone was still kind of like, where's Slipknot? You know, it was that kind of crowd.
Yeah.
Fast forward to 2016, the video of Karate comes out. Now they go back out on the road, global touring. They go to Download in 2016. And let me just paint the picture. Middle of the day, the second day of Download, crowd is raucous. It's pouring rain because it's the UK. And it's cold. So what does Babymetal do? They do what Babymetal does. And I cannot wait for you to see the crowd's reaction. You ready? Oh
yeah, I'm ready because I think they're awesome.
And when you come back, I have to give you the story of what happens after that. It's important.
I feel like that's a like foreboding type of comment you're making.
Everyone that knows Babymetal knows it is. You don't, and it's okay. I'll explain it to you, and it's okay. It has a happy ending. It really does, I promise.
Okay, well.
I mean, would I lie to you?
And I love the electric cowboy tracksuit.
Glad you like it. My wife hates it. Anyway.
Are you kidding me? I would totally rock that.
Actually, she doesn't hate it. She wears it sometimes.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying I would rock that.
You want to know why she doesn't like it? She doesn't like it when I wear it. You want to know why? Because my inner Nico comes out. My inner Kevin comes out. And I can't just wear it. I have to wear it and I have to, I have to stand a certain way. It's infectious. All right. So, hey, enjoy Karate live. Download 2016 in the pouring rain, and I'll be right here.
All right. Sounds like a plan. I'll be back.
All right, guys. So, this is the 4th one. It's the last one on my edumacation on Babymetal with Old School. So, this is Babymetal Karate, but this is the live UK Download 2016 performance, and I am looking forward to it. I am a little bit nervous about the story. He's going to tell me about them afterwards, so stick around for that. If you don't know it, learn it with me. You already know if you want to show love and support to the artist and or myself, description box, bio link, all the links. Check them out, okay? In the meantime, shall we? have to say, I like hearing them on stage just as much as I did on the video. Their voices are clear. In every performance that we have heard them in, their voices have been clear. And I might not speak the language, but the audio is so good that if I did, I know I would understand what they're saying. It has that kind of clarity to it, and that shows a lot for their artistry, that they want to make sure that it's clear what they are saying. You don't always get that. Sometimes it's hard to hear, and I'm not having that problem with this one. They are very professional. These girls are professional at such a young age, and the song is just as good as the video, I've got to tell you. Very cute. More circles. More circles. I love that they can belt out those notes. I love that Babymetal can belt out these notes, because when you hear them singing, they sound like girls. They sound like teenage girls. And then she belts out this note and you're like, whoa, you got to take a step back and like, wow, just really appreciate it. I don't know that many people do appreciate metal, but I have certainly grown to appreciate it. Because they are a very talented group, and look at all of that they're accomplishing at such a young age, man. I mean, I'm just floored by it. I really am. How good they are. They're so in sync with one another. Yay! so, so good. And now I really want to hear the story behind what happened after this. And let's go back to old school and hear what that's about, shall we?
All right, we're back. Okay, so you just watched it. I've
Yeah.
already seen it a few times.
Mhm.
So, what were your thoughts about that performance?
I gotta say that when they're on stage and on video, it translates so well. Like you're not missing anything from the performance. They do exactly what they come out to do. They sing it, they do it well. And then on top of it, it's like they're clear. I might not understand what they're saying, but I do understand that they're singing it clearly. And there's something to be said for that, because sometimes you go to a concert, you can't understand a word the person is singing. And I've seen a lot of live performances like that where you know what song they're singing because you can tell from the musicality, but you don't even know where they are in the song. And that's
Fair.
not the case with these girls. You know, you can hear them very clearly. You can see the circle crowd running around again. I mean, it's just the energy is always so high. But I also feel like Sue Metal had a look on her face like she was sad.
It was a hard day for them. It was a very hard day for them. Little or no sleep. Download is one of the hardest festivals to play because it's so large. It was pouring down rain so much that they had to cover all the equipment with Visqueen to keep everyone from getting electrocuted. Some bands canceled, like they didn't even play. But Babymetal earned everyone's respect, not just the crowd, but there were other bands, huge bands there going, did you see what them girls just did? Did you see what them young ladies? They went out there and killed it in the pouring rain and cold. There were bands that canceled their performance because they were afraid the lead singer would get sick or the band members would risk being shocked from all the wet weather. They just went out there and killed it. No backing vocals. Everything is live, which is saying something in these days where they go out there and just do it live and sound that good live in the cold, in the rain. And also the reason why it's distracting to her, and she said it in an interview, they asked her why she kept looking to her left. It's because there was a giant Ferris wheel and she loves Ferris wheels.
Oh,
The Ferris wheel was
that's
to the left and she's just watching it because at that time she was like, the crowd is so big. She finds something that she can look at and the Ferris wheel made her happy. So it kind of went into that. Probably one of the best performances that they've done live that you can literally see it. It's just them raw. And she held her notes in the cold rain and the crowd really appreciated it. And to me, it's a testament to how big they were at that time. 2016 was a big year for them. In 2016, they played the Yokohama Arena. They played the Tokyo Dome. They played Wembley Arena. They in March they received the Excellent Award from Japan to receive that as young people. It's the excellence in media and arts. Usually, you don't get that till you turn to an old person. They got it as young people. They released Metal Resistance in April 2nd, and then April 5th they did the Colbert Show in 2016. So when you saw Gimme Chocolate, that was in 2016 during the crazy year of 2016. In April, they went to do Steve Colbert in the US, which you saw. In May, they were picked by the WWE to be the theme song for some of the wrestling events. Then after that, they went on stage and they joined on stage Rob Halford from Judas Priest. And they did a cover of Painkiller, and he said they're the future of metal, which is kind of a what? Then in September of that year, they did the Red Night, Black Night, which I told you about. The huge, had 55,000 people to watch those concerts. That was back there. They did the Budokan, they did the Tokyo Dome. Then they supported, in 2016, they supported the Red Hot Chili Peppers on their UK tour. Then they supported Korn in their summer tour. Then 2017 happens. 2016 was the year of Babymetal. 2017 was the year that they actually were able to enjoy the fruits of that success, because every time any major metal band would come to Japan, they would pick Babymetal to open for them. Metallica, Guns N' Roses, these little girls were opening the shows for the biggest metal bands in the world in that year. They actually went, they did the download festivals and all those things. Just everyone knew who they were. And by the end of 2017, they started recording a new album in the fall. And they were doing shows back home, big arena shows, big stadium shows in Japan. And they were finishing up an album called Distortion. And it was going to change Babymetal forever. Unfortunately, that wasn't the only thing that occurred at that time. On December 20th of 2017, they played a show in Hiroshima, Japan, which is actually where Sue Metal is from. And it was her homecoming show. It was also her 20th birthday. They went out to do the show. Sue was out there, and Moa was there, and Yui wasn't there. And the whole crowd didn't know what was going on. At the time, no information was ever shared up to the public. They were very private about information being shared, both from a management perspective and what the girls would say or people that knew them. Everything was super hush hush. So when just 2 of the 3 members come out and Moa's out there doing all the dancing for her and Yui, they just think, and they did an announcement that Yui wasn't feeling well. So that was on December 20th. Happens, no big deal. The new album's going to be coming out in just a few months anyway. It happens, okay? 10 days later, on December 30th, 2017, Mikio, who was the guitarist who you see smiling from the Kami band, was celebrating the new year. He was on a high rise in Tokyo and fell off of a bridge on an observation tower, and he died.
Oh, no.
He died on January 5th, 2018. And
so he didn't die instantly?
He died 7 days later. He fell from an observation platform from a high rise, fell, and was in hospital 7 days, and then he died.
Oh my gosh.
One of the main band members of your band, who is enigmatic with his smile, and literally one of the founding members of the Kami band, one of the best guitarists around, is now gone. The album is finished, and the album is a completely different direction. Instead of going from cute little kawaii metal, the girls were going to be introduced as metal warriors. Gone were the dresses, the little frills, the pigtails. Leather battle suits with power staffs, this whole thing. There was a theme around the 7 chosen metal spirits, characters like superhero characters. One had super speed. One was Raiden, the god of lightning. There was all these different characters being introduced in this stuff. And a video comes out called Distortion, which I would recommend you that be your next reaction. And just do it on your own. Because when you see it, you're like, this is Babymetal? And it is. But during this time, the video comes out, the album comes out, it's a huge success. And then they go to tour. And they tour in the US. The album comes out. The first show is in the US on I believe it was May in 2018. They go out on tour, they come out on stage, and it's just Sue and Moa. Yui is not there. And Moa's out in front doing all the dancing, and Sue is doing the singing, and Sue looks like she's aged 3 years. Like she went through a growth spurt. She is completely young woman at this point. She's now 20. It's hard to play the role of a little girl. Now you're 20 years old. Her voice is rich and deep and powerful, like Melissa Bonney. It's freaking gorgeous. You heard her in the Electric Cowboy video, like amazing vocalist. You see her as a young lady. This is her voice starts to change and mature. And all of a sudden they have these 2 random dancers, female dancers, that look like Babymetal, but they're dancing behind Sue Metal. So it's not just her and Moa doing everything. Again, they don't say anything about Yui for months. The tour continues. The internet is exploding. Yui's dead. Yui got radiation poisoning from the Fukushima nuclear plant. Yui has cancer. Yui quit the band. Yui's dad is an a-hole and won't let her tour. Look, the rumors went nuts for months. You're the biggest band in the world, especially in Japan, and suddenly one of your beloved members is absent, and they don't say a word through the whole tour. The album is incredible. Distortion as a video is insane. Any live video that you watch of it, even though it's just Sue Metal and Moa Metal, her vocals are just insane. And the band is there. But the Cami band is now no longer seen. They've lost one of their core members. Now they're wearing hoods, all black outfits. It's it's a much darker vibe. Then begins 2018 and then 2019, where for 2 years, they never really say what happens to Yui. Like, she's just not there. And then finally in 2019, they say she's no longer part of Babymetal. But they still, to this day, they've never officially said what happened. But they did say due to a lingering illness. Now, what that could have been, nobody knows, and it's really none of our business, but at the same time, people obsess about this band. So the conspiracies on this rival anything we have in politics in the US. That's how serious it is, okay? They go through multiple attempts to replace Yui with different dancers. Just bring them in to see how they work. Mm-hmm. The fans reject every single one of them. Like, every one of them. I mean, one girl comes out and she was a gymnast. She was super thick. She was athletic. She wasn't a little lithe, tiny girl. Yeah. She was like power, right? She looked like she could be on the US Olympic gymnastics team, right? Not a little. They fat shamed her for 6 months and then she was gone. It took them a long time until finally in 2020, it started to turn around. During COVID, everything kind of went sideways anyway, so they took that time to regroup. And then they came out in 2022 and they did a song with Sabaton. And it was a song, it was a little funny, they came out with different styles of songs. They had a song on an Avengers movie. They had a song called Papa Yaya, which is a pop song hybrid. He's like the Japanese Pitbull. Uh-huh. Right? They started doing stuff that wasn't just metal. And it just seemed like they were just doing all these different ideas. And then they finally settle on Momo Metal, which was one of the dancers that they originally brought out. After everyone settled down about Yui and things kind of moved on, Moa came in, and then they find out, oh my God, Moa Metal can sing. So now it's just Sue Metal, instead of Sue Metal carrying all the vocals and Moa and Yui doing the call outs, they start experimenting with letting the other two members do harmonies and vocals. And they had plenty of time to work on it during COVID. What else you gonna do? So the new iteration of Babymetal is completely different now to what it was when you saw Gimme Chocolate. Mm-hmm. They went through a very dark time after the loss of the guitarist and of course Yui's departure. Some of the stuff from Distortion and in 2018 and you can even see it in the performances, very dark, very brooding, and the theming is much darker. Now, when you look at them on their stuff they did with Electric Callboy, you notice how it's more of a refined, it's still kind of that kawaii cuteness, but it's they're not kids, they're ladies. But it's more clever and slick. Yeah. They finally found their place again, and I'm really happy to see it. because they're still really beloved and they're really talented. And I think this is kind of their year to really come back from a very dark time, because to have so much spotlight, so much success, take the world by storm, and then to have so much go wrong in just 6 months.
Yeah.
It's really
that happened very quick.
Yeah. And so, you know, this was just me. I just wanted to share this with you in 4 parts to kind of give you the introduction, because you don't know the story of where these young ladies come from, the meteoric rise, the struggles, the dark times, to see them now with Electric Callboy. When I say for them to be the viral video with Electric Callboy being the viral sensation they are now, they were 4 years ago. And to see them now back like that, all you see is just love in the comments, because it's like they're finally back to where they should be. And it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's quite a story.
Yeah. Could you imagine if you tried to follow this along?
Though, like, and nobody knows the real story of what happened with Yui. So
they believe that it was an illness. She's okay. She said that she was going to do solo stuff. I haven't seen anything else, but yeah, I think a lot of it was when you watch them perform, even during karate and some of the other stuff. Moa's all into it. Sui's all into it, but she always had that sadness in her face. When you look at Road to Resistance and she's out there with that flag, she always had that sad look in her face. So she's an incomparable talent. Some things we're not meant to know, I guess. And, you know, as a young lady, you got to respect that privacy. And I wish more people had done at the time. So, yeah. So that's my 4-part, 1 hour and 47-minute intro to Babymetal. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. No, seriously, thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. And it's, we'll have to do something like this again for another group sometime. But this was definitely a great introduction into Babymetal and understanding kind of their story, where they've been or where they came from, what happened in between and the end where they are right now. And, you know, they're such a cute band, but you're right. They have grown, and they're not going to be little and cute forever. They have to grow up and mature. And that's something that happens. I mean, that's part of life. And so,
and for them to come back from everything that they went through in those 2 years, 3 years, it's just amazing to see it. And the only reason why I even approached you with this was because when I saw that reaction and I saw your comment section, I went, she's about to get pulled into not a rabbit hole, but a vortex of holy crap. There's so much lore, so much history, so much story. And the Babymetal fans are true fans. Like, they want people to love this band. And it's hard to love it because there's so much information, so much music, and it's all dated. And there's so many scenarios. I tried to figure it all out in 2020. 2 years after all that had happened, it was so hard because it was so much. And it
sounds like they've been through quite a lot. And it's hard, like when you're that young and you go through that much stuff, it's hard to cope and deal with that stress. The fact that they're still standing, you know, says a lot.
So should we take the lid off of this for everyone before we leave?
Okay, sure.
Okay, everybody. For those who are watching this on the 4th episode, Maria and I sat down on May 31st. We just took an afternoon, sat down for a couple hours, and we would sit down just like this, and we would film an intro. Then I would send her the link to the video she was going to watch. She would disappear and go watch it. I wasn't there. Her reaction was literally just her and someone just walked by your window. And then she'd come back and we would record again. And we did it 4 times in one day so we could do all of this for all of you, because I thought it would be cool to do it where, you know, because I know you, when you watch a video, one video will be like, I have all these questions. I want to know more. And some of these bands, like a Babymetal, like a Sabaton, like a Feuerschwanz, or, you know, one of these bands, man, that's a rabbit hole sometimes, because
it is. It really is. And honestly, guys, Old school. He's here answering all kinds of questions for me behind the scenes when I don't have, when I'm questioning things and no one's giving me answers in comments. So I go to him and it's like, hey, can you tell me about this? And he's always given me information. And so we both kind of collectively thought this would be a cool thing to do with you guys. And, just thank you. I
don't feel
appreciate
bad. I don't feel bad for you at all. I don't. Your channel's way better than mine. Just the time you've been a channel, your channel's way better than mine. Like you,
I don't know about that.
you already know who you are, what your theme is, what your point of view is. And where for me in my first year and a half, I was getting spun around so much. So yes, I do watch all of her reactions just like a lot of you do. And when I watch them, I'll message her and go, that was really good. That was really good. I'm glad you picked up on that because I didn't pick up on that. And the warning fans crucified me. Yeah, it's true. It did. It's okay. I love them anyway. All right, so that's it. You're on your own. After this, go watch Distortion and continue down your Babymetal journey. It only gets better. It really does. I mean, I know it seems like it was awesome, but it gets even better. They're just an amazing group of young people.
They have a much larger portfolio that we haven't even gotten into yet. We're just scratching the surface on.
Oh my! It really is. It's you tell people like you react to Sabaton the first time, and people are like, I've seen your comment section. You do a reaction to Christmas Truce or to this video, and I've seen your comment section, and it's like 100 videos because the band's been around for 25 years, and you're like, what's the next one? It's right? Not easy.
I've done polls just to get the top 3 and say, okay, let's organize this a little bit. What are we doing first, second, and third? Let's do the poll, and that's exactly the order that we're going to do it in. You don't vote, guys. You don't vote. You don't vote.
And you know what? Your community really did you right. They could have really messed you up with the Electric Callboy just anthology of chaos. But I think they really took care of you because I've been watching all of them. And as much as I love the videos, I am one of those people that loved watching reactions long before I hit record. And I got to tell you, I absolutely love the way you do it because you are just you. There's no hype. There's no fakeness. If you don't know, you don't know. If you love it, you love it. If you don't, you're like, okay. You do that look. Do you know that?
I wear my expressions very clearly on my sleeve.
And you do the side eye like, okay. That was wow.
Yeah. I do the raising eyebrow like The Rock. Hey.
All right, don't do that again. Don't do that. No. All right, everybody. I gotta go now. This is Maria's channel. I'm not even supposed to be here right now. I'm gonna go do stuff.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. If you like the content, you know what to do. You know where it is. Make sure you check it out. All the links and Old School, his link is going to be in the description box as well. So make sure you check it out and subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. He's got some great stuff there. In the meantime, live your lives fabulously, darlings. We'll see you on the next one.
You know what you just did? I was supposed to be doing something this whole time we were doing this, and I couldn't remember what it was. And then I saw the guy in your window behind you, a lawnmower went like this, and I went, I gotta go cut my grass. I gotta go now. Bye.
Bye.